What do you get when you combine the dwindling creativity of Sega AM1, the terrible controller of Sega Dreamcast, and combine it into one game? You get
Outtrigger,
which is a Sega game I never knew until G-Man Lives made a video on it, and well, he was too easy on this turd of a game. So, I'll take a dump on it instead. As to why, well, let's get into it.
Outtrigger. Outtrigger
Was developed by Sega AM1 and published by Sega in the year 2001 for Sega Dreamcast. It's a third-person shooter styled in that of an arena shooter of sorts, in which you play as various characters who all use the same basic weapons, basically, and must shoot and collect shit before the time runs out to win. Sounds enthralling, right?
No.
Originally an arcade game, they brought it over with no real improvements made whatsoever, so yes, expect a ton of BS arcade mechanics. Sega expects you to insert quarters into your Sega Dreamcast after all. You best get to returning pop bottles and getting that all in quarters. Ah yes, Sega, you're still just as stupid as ever. Why am I not surprised? Right away I noticed something that at the main menu. You can make your own character. Well, I quickly dove into it to see what possibilities await. Well, turns out, all you can do is pick one of two models and then change their color of red, blue, yellow, or green, and then pick from one of three weapons for each slot. And yep, that's it. Lame. Already this game was disappointing, but surely it'll get better once we dive into the gameplay. Right? Right? Sega Dreamcast lacks a second stick, so shooters don't exactly play all that well on this console. So it's not surprising to find that this game completely falls flat on its face right away. Imagine trying to play a third-person shooter with the D-pad to move around, the stick to aim, the A button to shoot. Yeah, welcome to
Outtrigger.
When you play these standing in place missions, it's not that bad, but still not desirable. Yet once you begin moving around is where everything becomes a chore. It's like someone took Resident Evil 1 and combined it with Unreal Tournament. Yeah, imagine that. A tank controlling arena shooter. Well, that's kind of what
Outtrigger
is.
Good job. Result.
The mission structure is the same with every level just being running around collecting something as fast as possible or killing something a certain amount of times off as fast as possible. So the clunky controls and repetitive gameplay just adds up to one of Sega's worst arcade games of all time.
Good job. Result.
Arcade mode is just mission mode all over again. Just pick a character and difficulty plus your 3-letter name, then begin running around killing the same model enemy over and over again as they work against you. It's just 3-on-1 non-stop combat, and I'm not having any fun. But hey, Dreamcast controller after all. There's no variety at all in the gameplay. You just keep shooting the same guy forever. If you kill someone, grab the timer they drop to give yourself more time on the clock on the right side of the screen. If it runs out, game over. You need to keep the timer up and get the required amount of kills to move on to the next level, and that's all there is. This is all arcade mode is, and yes, I was bored very quickly. There's no AI teammates or anything. You're all alone in the same few tiny arenas, shooting the same copy and pasted 3 times terrorist model. What a fucking waste. What a fucking Sega thing to do.
Good job. Result.
There's a character selection, but it doesn't matter, as all characters play the same and use the same weapons. Also, because of the way things work, it's best to rely on the rocket launcher everyone gets. I mean, the enemies will spam rockets at you, might as well counter them with more rockets. It's like Unreal Tournament, but everyone is just abusing that bloody 5-round rocket launcher.
Apply ammunition. Apply ammunition.
So when it comes to picking a character, you're just basically picking your preferred cosmetic and that's it. Now get to playing Resident Evil 1 meets Unreal Tournament on a Sega Dreamcast controller.
10 seconds left. Apply. Good job.
The weapons are an infinite ammo machine gun that sucks, a rocket launcher that sucks, a grenade that sucks, a flamethrower that sucks, a plasma gun that sucks, and then each character has a single unique weapon. And guess what? They all suck. But honestly, while all characters are basically the same, they do usually come with one weapon that's different from the rest. And Talon is the worst one, as he uses a zapping gun that's so god-awful you might as well just stand there and get hit till you die and time runs out. Seriously, fuck this guy and fuck this game. We're moving on.
Ammunition.
Not a single character or weapon feels right to use and play as. Everything about this game just fucking sucks. Honestly, cannot comprehend how Sega thought this was a good game, a good idea. This Sega right here is why you failed and almost went bankrupt. You had the worst ideas at this point, from Dreamcast to
Outtrigger.
To even, yes, the worst offender of all, Shenmue.
Years ago, I was Chinese.
This is why you're just a Sonic, Yakuza, and Persona milker now. You got no creativity and no desire to do anything good. You just keep making terrible Sonic games, re-releasing the same Persona game for 20 years till you greenlight a new one, and of course, asset flipping the same Yakuza game to death. It's all you're good at anymore. What was once a respected name in gaming is just a fucking circus covered in elephant shit today.
Amen.
But hey, bad gameplay aside, at least when it comes to load times, this game really nails it. This was on par with a Nintendo 64 game. I barely noticed them here. So good job, Sega, on optimizing this turd. Too bad you should have put more effort into its gameplay.
Three, 2, 1. Start!
The only good thing outside of fast load times is the music. While nothing great akin to Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter, Sega Bass Fishing, or Daytona USA, they at least attempted to pull off something. As for what that something is, you ever wanted stock music in your Unreal Tournament? Cause that's what it kind of is. Why did Sega think a single stick controller would be a good idea. This Dreamcast turd of a controller is literally just another Nintendo 64 controller, basically. Same basic concept of hand cramping garbage and a lack of buttons, plus a terrible layout. Honestly, fuck the Dreamcast controller. It doesn't work for any game on the system. It's 100% one of the worst controllers in gaming history. At the end of the day,
Outtrigger.
is a game not worth playing. It's terrible, so unbalanced, the worst controls of a shooter ever made, and repetitive with a lack of variety in its gameplay. It's just another garbage game and a prime example of what's wrong with Sega's last console. Terrible controller with terrible games. Where are the good Dreamcast games at?
The world may never know.
Oh well, just a few more to go during this month. Hopefully they'll actually be decent in the least. But only time will tell. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Game over.